Hello and welcome in everyone to the podcast that still does not have a name. You would think by now, Robo and I would put our heads together and come up with something that hasn't happened yet, but that's okay because we're going to continue to trudge on. And I'm actually very glad that we're going to do so because today I would like to welcome back to the show a friend of the show, toy designer extraordinaire, and all around good guy, Mr. Kyle Wlodyga. Kyle, welcome back to this show with no name.
Hey, how we doing?
I'm doing well.
I will take the all around nice guy, but toy designer extraordinaire. I'm not quite comfortable just yet. But
I don't know.
did have a suggestion for your name.
Oh, okay, all right.
I think you said it yourself though. Podcast with no name.
The podcast with no name.
Think kind of like a little bit of Clint Eastwood. That feels very Robo cowboy-y to me.
Yeah, maybe we've got something going here, and it also fits right in with just the right amount of laziness that we tend to project around here. So maybe that is perfect. Yeah,
Robo don't know the name of his own podcast.
That's damn right. Well, let's maybe we'll get some people to comment on that and see what they think, and maybe that's the way to go. But the whole point of this conversation is that I had like the urge to talk about the devil, and when I was wanting to talk about the devil, I was like, you know what? There's nobody better to talk to about the devil with than you, right? I mean, we're into the devil.
I mean, yeah, a little bit. We got a little bit of stuff going. I mean, I have my Papa Emeritus back here. I got my devil crab Satan up here.
Yeah.
I got the devil's bounty hunter here. And most importantly, the devil in here.
The devil you have to learn to love so well. But the commonality in all those devils is that they exist on this earth. You have had an opportunity to bring into your collection or talk about the literal devil of Third Earth himself, because we're going to talk about a ThunderCats character tonight and unbox us some Mongor.
That's right. The devil of Third Earth here.
The devil of Third Earth, who has such a rad vintage figure, had a really cool but one-shot appearance on the cartoon, but will forevermore be immortalized in an Ultimates figure now. And
I think Super7 has made figures of less than that. So time the devil got his due.
But well, I was gonna say, I mean, we talked about your devil collection, but Super7 itself, you guys are amassing quite the devilish collection from all areas as well. So I mean,
pretty wild. I think I counted the other day because it came up of like how many, not even Super7 is like how many have I done?
Yeah,
it's close. Hey, there you go.
There it goes.
It's not exactly 666, but it's pretty close.
We're gonna get there. That's the goal number.
That is the goal. But then you have to stop after that. You can't make any more after that. No one wants to hear you made 667 devil figures.
Yeah, well, if you get to that point, I promise you, we will celebrate that here, and then we will say, can't do anymore because you can't come off of that number. So that's
right. Yeah, that's when I will hang my Cintiq pen from the rafters and say accept my pension checks.
I'm out. Yeah,
that's right.
Well, they say that the devil makes you do crazy things, and one of the things this devil made me do is wait, because I wanted to unbox this bastard with you, and I've had all the rest of Series 7 open since like the day I got them for a couple of weeks now. So this is kind of like a first for me too.
I 2024, first time for everything. I'm very proud of you for exercising some patience here. I'm sorry to have made you wait, but
no. It's good for me because patience and restraint are two things that I don't practice well within this devilish hobby of mine. So I'm glad we actually get a chance to talk about this, because we're going to unbox this dude together, and I'm very excited about that because he's probably my most anticipated of the wave. But before we get into that, I did want to give a little bit of mention to the other characters in this wave, because I got to be honest with you, man, this might be like all around like one of the strongest Thundercats waves I think you guys have done so far. I mean, we talked about, getting the devil himself, but you also have long time, not holdout, but
Yeah.
Snarf is of course a very, very important core Thundercats character. He's smaller, different shape, very different
Yeah.
figure than we've seen. Then Rataro as well, which he turned out really, really cool.
Chunky boy.
He's a chunky boy. He's the cartoon version, which works and fits with most of the world that you guys are building up. I will say that I am also quite taken with the vintage toy versions that you guys are working on, and Retaro's vintage toy version is very different from his cartoon appearance. So I'm going to be holding out that maybe we'll get the vintage toy version of him too. But he's big. He's like
unrelated. Let me write something down real quick.
Unrelated, right? Yeah. But he's nice and tall. He can look down on Snarf like he does in the cartoon. So I'm quite pleased with that. But character-wise, I got to tell you, I'm a big fan of the Warrior Maidens, and I always thought that they were strong like allies to the Thundercats on the show. But I didn't. There's probably going to be a great chance of them showing up, at least not as early as Willa has. But she turned out to be a cool figure, and it's weird to say she cuts differently because she's like a human character, which there aren't a lot of in this line.
There's not that many.
Yeah.
And it is funny that you're like, oh yeah, I don't know if it was ever gonna happen but like. Most of the time we've known each other before we announced that, you were like, hey, where are the Warrior Women? We need to see Willa. Well, it's so weird. I don't know what the chances were, but all I did was text you every day.
I'm gonna probably catch speed from like, oh, that's the one you texted every day about.
Right.
But no, it makes for a very diverse lineup for Series 7, which is really cool. It's been there was a little bit of a gap between Series 6 and Series 7 in terms of like release. So it's been a minute since we've had a full series, but man, it was worth the wait because this is a really fun series so far. And I'm hedging that the best is yet to come here. So
that's sort of what I'm anticipating. And it would not be proper if I didn't put out the disclaimer that we talked about before of like, I didn't work on this. I haven't worked on Thundercats since Wave 4. We have an incredible team of other designers who have worked on it. Shout out to this guy named Johnny Wynn, who designed this entire wave. He is no longer with Super7. He's at another toy company. I'm not sure if I can say where, but he's out there making other good toys. He's an amazing designer. Amazing team in-house at Super7 who sculpts stuff. David White, Tom Schoonard, Ryan Buckaloo, Michael Gullen. Of course, Josh and Flynn are all a big part of it, and then everybody on our production team is a huge part of it as well. So really, this stream is me opening it up with you as a fan of this figure, because since I was a kid, like I think my devil fascination may have started with Mongor.
What, really?
Maybe I was trying to think about it. Maybe I'm just blowing smoke or whatever, but I feel like the first like true like
tongue. It's the devil's
tongue. I mean, first like true like evil goat-headed scythe wielding like thing I ever saw was probably him. And I used to wear him. I used to watch Thundercats. It was on reruns before I went to elementary school and middle school, and that's like where I caught Thundercats when I was young.
Oh,
that was on Cartoon Network. They used to do like reruns at like 8 o'clock in the morning or whatever.
Cartoon Express.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I think I don't know, like Mongor was one I always wanted to do from the beginning, and like I'm glad that I got to work on Thundercats when I did. One of the waves 1 through 4, super fun. I mean, I got to work on Slythe, one of your favorites, and that kind of stuff. But like Mongor was always one I wanted to get to. So it was like a little bit like bridesmaid, not a bride kind of moment where it's like, all right, Johnny's got Thundercats now, and he's gonna make Mongor. Like, oh, okay. But he absolutely crushed it. He killed it. He did a great job. He has a lot of energy to his designs, and the sculptors really followed. I think 4-H even worked on some of these. They really followed his like energy designs. So like he does energy effects really, really well. So like his Rotaro energy effects for the blades,
Yeah, the rat
flames on
size
the
and the
scythe,
yeah,
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 the lightning for the bolts,
yeah, yeah.
like the horns and stuff. Like he really does that really well, and I think it translated into the sculpt.
Yeah.
Perfectly. So,
Well, that's awesome, and I appreciate you giving shout outs and call outs to the folks that work on these because their work is appreciated, and it's cool to see
yeah,
the work that they do come out in final action figure form. But it is exciting to just be able to talk to you from a fan perspective about a figure.
it
Uh,
happens so rarely for me
I
where it's
know,
like
I
I get to
know,
just
and,
be a
and
fan
and
of
we
stuff.
probably should do it more often because if you were introduced to the devil via a children's show, I want to celebrate that here. So let's
I maybe I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like there's a high chance. I
yeah,
mean, I went to Sunday school and all that, so like but I always thought of it as red devil guy
yeah,
pitchfork, whatever's in Sunday school books. But then like I was like, wait, the devil can be like cool, like
yeah. That's how he gets you.
yeah, exactly. This like weird goat monster that grows
Yeah.
big or small, no matter with how scared you are of him or
How
whatever.
afraid you are. Damn
Yeah.
right. That's a yeah, that's an underestimated or that's an underestimated power, I think, because at
Yeah.
least on this planet, if you fed off of fear, man, you would be something
Well,
else.
it's kind of like Hulk. It's like the unlimited power set, right?
Yeah.
It's just like as long as he keeps getting madder, like you can't beat him.
Yeah.
So
It's a circle. Yeah. It just keeps feeding it. So
yeah,
heck yeah. And of course, in true 80s cartoon fashion, though, he was eventually bested mostly by a couple of kids. So
power of friendship. Yep.
I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. Well,
Some say he's still out there on
yeah,
Earth,
yeah.
haunting,
Well, and
haunting your dreams,
that's the
growing
great part
stronger.
about getting an action figure. It's like, okay, yeah, that's what happened on the show, but now I'm gonna write my own stories with this some bitch here.
Oh,
So,
he's not even gonna go on my Thundercats display. I have a whole like music shelf with
yeah,
the Lemmys and the Cliffs and the Papas and like eventually the Slayer will be up there. Like he's gonna be the devil on stage.
yeah. He needs like a flying V that's on fire or something to play or something like that.
I mean, I have the Ultimates NJPW Wave One. I
Yeah,
think Tanahashi or Takahashi, I can't remember. He's got the flying V, so maybe
yeah,
I
yeah.
give him that. Though I feel like it might be a little small for him, but I'm
Uh,
glad I picked it up because now I'll test it. Maybe this works for Snarf. Snarf can be rocking it.
hey, whatever Snarf can have to bring up his cool factor, not necessarily match his cool
He
factor.
needs all the help he can get.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But no, I love Snarf, so it was cool to get him alongside the devil. So have your
Yeah,
choice: who's the real devil, Mongor, or is it Snarf? We'll let
that's right.
everybody decide on their
Yeah.
own. But
It. I was just thinking about it though. You had mentioned that in your own words that it's the one of the stronger waves of
mhm.
Thundercats figures. Like, but there's no Thundercats in it.
That's true. There's the Thundercat nursemaid. Well, and maybe that's like my personal of course it's my personal opinion, but it's kind of my
Yeah.
leanings coming out. It's because yes, I love the core characters. I mean, you can't have a line without the core
Hmm.
characters. But for me, and I think what you're saying is true. It's like yes, Snarf is in this wave, and we still got the kittens coming as well. But like Wave 7 is really one that really, to me, this is like really jumping off into, okay, now we're blowing out the universe here and
Yeah.
starting to get those characters that you didn't expect or that you didn't have. I mean, like I said, I know Mongor had a vintage figure and whatnot, but this is when things become super interesting to me. So it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah. I mean, I think we talked about it before, but like working on turtles and stuff. Like, as soon as you kind of get the brothers out of the way, like that's when the real fun stuff gets to happen. And I don't mean like out of the way, like they're a problem or a nuisance. Like I love
Yeah.
those characters. I want to work on them, but like, you know, give me Ray Fillet, give me Ground Chuck, give me Mondo Gecko, like
Yeah.
Casey, that kind of stuff. So Party
Well,
Wagon.
and that's why when people ask me, it's like, oh, who's your favorite character from, X property? It's like, well,
Yeah.
I usually have one that is a part of the core cast. But then I always have another one that it's like, hey, here's the CD, F lister that no one except a handful of people have really heard of, but they're really cool. So
yeah, but the correct answer is always Donatello.
Yeah,
so.
that's correct. Just like it's also Sly, then possibly Mongor. We're gonna find out.
That's right.
Here, you want to find out right now?
Let's do it.
Should we open it? Okay. Well,
remember those Instagram reels we used to do where you like slowly pull the thing up? There you go. Do you recognize that hand? No,
there it is.
That wasn't me.
And I'm actually relishing this because the slip covers themselves are starting to go away.
They are.
Of Ultimates overall. So this may be one of the last ones to.
It might be, yeah. So if you don't have your life-size Mumra or ThunderCats logo, save this one to cut out for the display.
I already took care of that.
I figured you did. So
well, he's in a larger, like when I think of like the standard Thundercat size packaging, I'm thinking Snarf or Willa from this wave, and this one is larger packaging, and he needs vertically every inch of it, and the back of course features the cool art work and the backwards the backwards looking bio, because I'm looking at it in my own camera.
What I realize now though is I think we use the same, don't quote me on this, but I think we use the same artist for Reaction, Thundercats, and the back of Ultimates packaging.
Yeah.
What I'm realizing is that we probably needed Reaction Mongor.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I will second
man. So looking at this blister, I think, not 100% sure, but I think that this like distance here, this like flat part where the like right before the horn ends and then it like goes flat and then it's the edge of the blister. Yeah, I think that is the minimum thickness that can be. Well, it's like quarter of an inch or something like that.
Well,
or eighth of an inch.
And that's cool because it's taking Mongor to like Mongor at his full height is pushing those boundaries. But if you flip that around, the damn scythe is doing the same thing.
I know, it's basically at the same level.
Yeah. So you need someone as powerful as the devil to wield a weapon that is almost as tall as he is. So
it's worthy of him.
It's not practical, which is in keeping well with the devil himself. So
correct.
And
got the handy dandy. Our boy Robo. Our boy Robo told me about these. So thanks to Robo.
Look,
that's right. Nice.
We got it going. Yeah.
My life was forever changed after that day. I was like, oh my God, I don't have to untie all these.
An X-Acto knife or a box knife, and these little Gundam model model nippers are essential these days.
Are they from Gundam models? Mine came with my 3D printer.
Oh, really? I guess
so you can cut the supports off of it.
Yeah.
It's got the flat edge to it.
Yeah. Well, so Mongor himself, of course. Oh man. How do you the devil is going to be pointing at you. I can promise you.
He's coming for you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's got to happen. But he's got 4 swappable hands included in here, some cool energy effects, and of course, because I didn't even pull the slip cover off of this figure until today, just now.
Proud of you.
Yeah. Are these glowy?
I am not sure.
I don't know. I can't tell like that, but of course, but
I don't think so. I don't think so, but they kind of look like it.
They kind of have that glowy color on it, but yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
I don't think they are, but that does not diminish them in any way.
No, not in any way, because you can still see them when the light's on, and that's when you can see the rest of the figure. So.
But what that tells me is that we should for sure do a glow Mongor, because why not?
Well, heck yeah, like right around like Halloween time release, something like that. So,
or just imagine like if you could do that, you do the scythe, but the flames are like neon green or something.
Yeah. Well, to your point, not to get back into shop talk since we're talking about this from more of a fan perspective, but
Yes.
your point about the dynamic energy effects and whatnot from the design definitely come through here, because the flames, while removable, do kind of like reach down and cover the blade itself, which is kind of neat.
Which you need that just to like secure it. And I think another one of the genius points that Johnny was able to put in there was like this little tail that kind of wraps around. Like it adds just a little bit of energy to it, so it feels like it's flowing. The whole and it keeps it with the direction that the flames are going. Like it looks good. It looks like you're holding it just standard, but it also works as if you're like chucking it or using it, you know?
So that's like the cliche question. We'll just replace chicken and egg with, does form follow function, or is function following form here?
That's right. I think
when you can't tell,
I think I saw that on Westworld.
I was gonna say, when you can't tell, I think you've achieved what you were going for then.
That's right. That's right. That's what they call enlightenment.
Yeah. as we unbox the devil.
That's right.
All right. Well, oh dang. Oh. Huh. That's interesting. That's interesting. The shape of the
H crunch.
Yeah, and how these sides kind of come up around it to kind of keep the form itself intact, that's an interesting interesting choice. It works. I like it.
It does work, and I remember seeing some conversations that his torso like had a few like just design choices because he's got such like a V body to him.
Yeah.
So again, remember I was peripherally involved, so I was like I saw the email, but I didn't make any decisions here. So
I was like,
I think the execution works. Yeah, exactly. I was like, whatever you got to do to get him in my hands, send it. Just do it.
Okay, so he's a tall bastard, fully extended, but Mongor is not a character that you display at full height. He's got
these legs should never be straight unless he's taking his DMV picture.
Yeah, that's nerdy devil stance right there. All right. Oh. And I like the there's some nice, I don't know, wash or dry brush effects on the gray parts, but the purple is where it really comes out.
It's got a nice dry brush going on the hair and on the back and on the tail.
And I like that the kind of crotch overlay piece is soft, so it's not getting in the way of the forward and backwards movement of the legs. And
I like that it's not connected underneath. Typically the ThunderCats have like a little piece that they like glue together that like connects their underwear, which like you need that so it looks like underwear. But like with him, I think that, and again, I'm tooting my own horn here because I like work at this company, but this like the decision to change the ABS piece underneath that holds
the
legs in place, like that. Sorry, we're gonna get real zesty with these.
It's the devil
here. That's right.
The devil's crotch.
So, that's right. So this part here that holds the legs in place, see there's like texture sculpted onto it.
Yeah.
Normally that's just like flat,
smooth
surface.
Yeah.
But the decision to like make that like sculpted fur and then leave it underneath here actually increases the range of motion that you get out of this guy. So I really enjoy that just as like a fan and with a little bit of background knowledge. So that's really cool.
Yeah, that works really, really, really well, actually. So I'm glad that you pointed that out. And he's a tall guy, but man, he's like one of those, and my camera doesn't see it. It's like when you can drop him and he stands, that's always a good, like he doesn't
I've never done that drop test. Normally the two tests I do, or just the one test I do, is the Desperado test.
Yeah.
Where it can't, that guy who like throws the leg out to shoot
Oh yeah.
the the guitar case rocket launcher.
Yeah, yeah,
If
yeah.
a figure can do that, then it's like it passes the articulation test.
I do the balance. I do the balance check too, to see if they can stand on one foot.
Oh yeah, that's good. I know that Robo does the kick its own ass test.
Yeah, yeah, but for like the bigger characters with the low center of gravity, it's like when you can drop them, from about
Yeah, 5 or 6 inches.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they just land on their feet solid. It's like, yeah, that's what you need the big guys to do because
Yeah.
they're larger, they're heavier.
Yeah.
Some of them don't have low centers of gravity. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
way high, and then they have giant accessories that they hold too. It's important that like the joints are strong enough and
Yeah.
like the feet and the balance is distributed properly, I guess I'll say.
Yeah.
So they don't, take out everybody around them or in front of them when they fall off the
Yeah.
shelf.
What I will say is that with mine, like I don't really have any joint issues so far. Like normally, like I think it's expected that some joints will be either like overly hard to mess with, and you got to heat them up, and let's just
Yeah.
kind of process with mass production. But like out the box, like he just works good for me. Like especially like the legs, everything just feels smooth and good and all that. I have him in this is the thriller pose here. So
And that's a pose that all figures should be able to.
that's a relatively achievable pose, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm going to pin my screen here,
Yeah.
just for a second, so I can show off the two different heads that are included, and these are full blown separate heads that can be swapped. And one is like, hey, I'm the normal devil man, and looking at you with like my slitted pupils, and I still look mean. And then this is your life is getting ready to end, or I'm going to start crashing that guitar that you
That's right. Yeah.
posed me with on the music shelf. So I can probably guess which head that you're going to go with, but it's
Probably.
it's cool to have both like I don't know, a stand on the shelf, just looking like the cool devil, and the action posing your life is going to end now head. So
Yeah.
that's
I did want to highlight though, because I know that, on this channel with no name or Robo Don't Know, he talks about custom fodder a lot. Not necessarily like, not that this figure's fodder, but I feel like something could be done here with some sort of furry satyr character or something like that. It's just like, this is just like a solid torso sculpt.
I was gonna
I'm not
say
sure, I couldn't even think of what it would be, but like something cool could be done with this as a base, I feel
well, the torso on its own, yes, but also the torso with the legs. I can see this appealing to like Mythic Legions folk who like build out their own characters and add on to that, because I think he's gonna go right with that line.
Yeah, no, that's a good point actually. I wonder if that ball joint
And
works.
you pop the head off of yours. I haven't done that yet, but just turning the head, either because of the way that the peg works or because of the way that his beard and his hair is sculpted, or a combination of the two, he actually gets a lot better side to side head turn range than I would expect. And that's not to say, well, I wouldn't expect this. The articulation to work here. Well, it's because he's got a long beard and long.
Yeah, you see the long hair, the long beard. You're like, oh, it's not going to do that much. It still doesn't have amazing up or down, but that's what the ab crunch is for.
He's got that pointy hand,
and
he can point kind of over at you over here and still look that way. So
which
that's
is
cool.
huge. What I will say is that I figured out a way to take the head off pretty easily, only through repetition, because I set him up at Comic-Con. So see his ears here. You take two fingers like this, hook it underneath his ears, really push it together, and then you might have a tight one, but
I might have, because I was waiting on that, because it's like, oh man, this hair is gonna kind of hurt.
I know. That's what typically had worked for me. So
Well, I may have a.
there we go.
Oh, there we go. Well, that did work. Yep.
Yeah. So that's what I found is the easiest way to do it without hurting yourself. No.
He's the devil. It's supposed to hurt.
However, I will say that he does not have the same size blood tax that this Destroyer does. Number one post I see on like Discord servers and stuff is like blood tax paid because like it's just like and just like pictures of the hole that people are poking in their hands because of that horn or the wings, and like he's a spiky dude.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, I am going to get this head on him. Oh yeah, it's it's kind of like, how do you not have the screaming devil?
I know.
On the shelf. Yeah, plus it was the pop being the swapping it was exacerbated because I'm currently experiencing the winter apocalypse. And today was like the first day that it got into double digits for like over the past week, and like we had a solid, well, no, more than a week. We had like almost a solid week of being negative temperatures, and the basement gets a little bit cold.
Sure, yeah.
So
That's probably not helping.
Yeah, he's been hanging out down here. I should have taken him more towards his element by the fireplace upstairs.
I was gonna say, what temperature do you think it is down there in the basement right now? Because like it's here in San Diego, it's not frigid, it's not frozen, but it is not
typical.
Not warm either. No, I think it's 65 in my house right now. So
yeah, I would say it's probably there, maybe a couple degrees cooler down here. So yeah. But yeah, oh yeah, I like that pointy hand too. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is the, I mean, everyone should like their favorite figures and
sure
whatnot, and even within like the same wave. But yeah, this is the best figure of this wave. I mean, if you didn't already think that was going to be the case, I mean,
yeah. He rules. What I will say is that I personally am having a little bit of a hard time figuring out how to put the lightning bolts on him, specifically one of them, but I probably just need to look up how to do it.
There's probably a great
there are renders online that show how they attach.
Photograph, yeah, of him that I could probably pull up here and take a look at.
Yeah.
But
I got one of them on, so I just need to.
I'm kind of playing around with them right now, so it's like,
yeah.
Because, you know, to that point, it's been a minute since I've like looked at those because
because you just look at the photos and you're just like, oh, I just want this. So
yeah. But oh man, yeah.
Oh, I even have it on the wrong one.
Did you find it?
I did find it.
Let me grab it and I can display it. Or
Okay.
I'm not, you know, oh yeah, there's these pictures that, you know, you can't we're gonna look at here. So let's take a look. All right. Images. Let's see. Oh, I see a lot of con photos. You figure
Very clever. I did get it. Okay.
All right.
I did get it.
Save people from my slow Googling here. Let me, yeah, there we go. There we go.
So there is like the long one that has like a coil at the bottom of it goes on his right viewer left horn. The other one.
His right, yeah.
And so like the base kind of hooks around the bottom there. And then you kind of like have to compress it a little bit so that it's like friction pressed against the part of the horn that like bends down.
Yeah.
It's not 100% intuitive. That might be my only critique, but not every design is going to be perfect. I didn't work on this, but
But
it
if,
matching the renders, it works.
yeah,
So if you just take a little bit of time and you finagle it, it does work out. And then the other one, so there's like kind of like a fork on it. The fork goes up. There's like I don't know if you can see, but like the base of it curls around
okay.
the back, and then at the fork, there's
Yeah.
like a little notch that you just shove the horn into there. Yeah, exactly. So it's
Yeah.
like it's subtle and it's hidden and it works really well, but it's like a puzzle piece. Like it only works one way.
Yeah. Well,
So,
I've got the wrong head on it because I swapped it back. I've got the wrong head on here because these are definitely for the streaming head.
yeah.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, just some added literal effect
Mm-hmm.
that helps, bring out the
But,
character and
but
personality.
again, look at the energy on it. Like it looks
Yeah.
like it's sparking,
Yeah.
which is so
Yeah.
cool.
Make those damn Thunder Kittens run for their lives
That's right.
as he continues to because what am I remembering correctly? He like literally got larger as his power grew, right?
Yeah, he like grew in size, kind of
Yeah.
like the Ang Lee Hulk, like we were
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. Well,
Not a reference I thought I was gonna make today.
you know, I actually don't mind that movie. It's a
Me
little,
either. I think the weakest part of that movie is those dogs
yeah,
that he fights.
the Hulk poodle.
The Hulk poodle. Yeah, exactly.
But the comic book panel like framing and stuff that's done in it is kind of a cool effect.
Oh yeah, I actually liked some of those editing choices, which is weird to say about a movie that is so, I don't know, widely disregarded, I think.
Yeah, yeah. But man,
Again, not the reference I thought I was going to make today.
you never know what's going to happen on a podcast that doesn't have its own damn name for itself.
That's right. Don't make me Ang Lee. You wouldn't like me.
Robo and I were at Comic-Con the year that movie came out or the year after or something. And
Mhm.
on the floor, these bodyguards were like walking through and they yelled, "Make way for," and we thought they were screaming, "Make way for Ang Lee," but it was Stanley, which makes a lot more sense at Comic-Con. But so that's like a way inside joke about.
Also, isn't that like, isn't that like breaking the cardinal rule of like bodyguarding? Like, don't scream into a large crowd who is there.
the celebrity that's coming. Was that the same year, or did the Ghost Rider movie come out later or
I
before
think
that?
it came out later than
Did
that.
it? Okay, because I was like,
I want to say Ghost Rider came out like 2005.
was it okay? Because they're like, I was like within arm's distance of Nick Cage wearing a white leather suit with like loops that went around his fingers, so like he was hitting it like this, like
So
right
just
side
Nick
of where
Cage's
they had a
clothes.
hand.
I
Yeah,
don't. That's just his regular outfit.
yeah, right.
How is that different from normal Nick Cage?
Back when he was so carefree and still had a dinosaur skull.
Right. Before his comics got stolen.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Oh wow! Look at the similar pose that we got
I
him
know,
in.
I know. I've got like the "you're not gonna like me when I'm angry" pose, and you've got the "now I'm effing angry" pose.
Time to die,
Yeah.
Mongor over here.
Well, I'm glad that we kind of did that to show a little bit of the differences here. So,
Yeah,
man, the color combination too is something that we were talking and it popped in my head. It's like we don't have this on the Thundercats shelf. In fact,
purple.
we have purple at all? Yeah, no, I think he's like the first. He's like
Yeah,
the purple in the line. So that's cool. That's cool.
that is fun. Yeah,
It's like of all the cool shit that Mongor is, let's talk about how it's cool that he's purple. But it is cool.
No, it works. There's something to be said about, design, aesthetics, and
Yeah.
all that, because I don't know. I'd like to think that the people who worked on that original show is like, what's a color we haven't used yet? Oh, typically, well, we haven't used purple, and okay, well, typically like good guys are primary colors, bad guys are secondary.
Yeah. And ThunderCats
So
are for everyone,
that's
including
right.
me. So
Mm-hmm. It's for the
yeah.
children.
Mongor is for the children.
That's right.
We need T-shirts that say that for sure.
That's right. Or
Mongor.
just a shirt of this that says "Stay in school." Or something.
Hide your kittens.
That's right.
Well, so this is probably more of a self-fulfilling prophecy, and while I like all of the figures of Series 7, I do find Mongor to be the most appealing and definitely the most dynamic, I think, out of all.
Same. Yeah. And I think he's got the most potential to cross into other displays.
Yeah.
Like Robo does the rewind and talks about it, like, oh, I can just put him into my Star Wars display. Or
Yeah.
it's like he can this is the devil that walks between worlds for me.
Yeah.
So like I said, this guy's not even gonna be on my ThunderCat shelf. He's gonna be on stage with Lemmy and Cliff Burton and Papa Emeritus and all those guys.
From Third Earth to the rock and roll arenas.
Yeah. Honestly, there's even like a little bit of like tokusatsu to this. Like, I can see a Power Ranger fighting Mongor, or Godzilla fighting Mongor, or whatever.
I'm with you there. So
too early to call figure of the year.
Well,
2 weeks in.
So I'm always afraid to do that in January. But I do.
It's not uncommon though. The Felix Toys Joker came out in January, and that was Robo's number one. So
that's true. And a couple years ago, I had to start like in my notes app on my phone. Like if I thought that I had just gotten a figure that could make like my top 20 or the figure of the year, I would just type it in and just keep it going as it goes along. But I'm going to add him to that. Is he the first entrant for this year? He might be the first one for this year. I'm going to have to look. But he's definitely a banger.
I think he's my first entrant. The only other one that I can think of is SHF 2099, but I know he technically came out last year. I just got him late.
Yeah. See, I put Jada Mega Man last year because I got them last year, even though they're probably all on most people's 2024. So this time of year is all it's sketchy because I'm not sure. Maybe some people even got these before the end of the year. I can't remember. But
I don't even know. I feel like they just came in this year.
Yeah. They started shipping right at the beginning. So that's cool. Well, now it's cool because I've kind of like got a Ray Fillet and Muckman thing going on in ThunderCats now, where Mongor's don't get me wrong, I love so many of these figures in this collection that I'm building behind me, but no one's really been able to step to Slide for me yet. And he's
pretty close. All right.
He's gonna put up a good fight, I think. So
if only there was like a race of Mongors, then we could have done the Mongor army builder wave.
Then it'd be over for everybody. So
the devil, the Baphomet, the brute, the Belial, like just different devil names, different colors. I may still do that. Who knows?
Yeah.
Just a what do you get a solid body or a solid figure, and the possibility, you want more of them. The possibilities are endless.
I could see one of those awesome red glow figures coming.
Glow.
That could be cool. So, well, Mongor, in my opinion, the best of the Super 7 ThunderCats Ultimates Series 7 figures, but as a whole, the wave is really, really strong. It's just, when you get the devil with the flaming side,
you gotta give him some respect.
hard to beat. Yeah, I would be afraid for my soul if I said otherwise. So, but,
Goodness.
yeah. So we've got Mongor ready to add to the shelf. I'm glad to hear that you're going to be. I'm always interested to hear, how and where people display their stuff, especially when it falls outside of, the display of like the line that it comes from. So it's oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah. It's a
There you,
little small,
yeah, damn, he's
but
gonna need.
oh man. Oh, dang it. Okay. I like was purging stuff.
Uh-huh.
And at one point I had the NECA uh Angus Young with the
Yeah,
SG.
yeah,
And I was like, I don't have a space for this. And it's like I didn't even like sell it. Like I like donated it,
yeah,
including the SG. And that guy is technically 8-inch scale.
yeah.
So that guitar could have worked with
Oh.
this Mongor. So maybe I gotta hit up my friends at NECA and be like, give me please. I can give it to my Mongor figure.
Well,
That's on me. I see. I remember being like, oh, maybe I shouldn't donate this. Like, who knows? Maybe I'll get a figure that's big enough to play this SG. And I was like, no, you're just hoarding at that point. Get rid of it. And now I'm regretting it.
see, you committed like the
I did
dad.
what I was supposed to do.
But still, that's like the dad crime just applied to our hobby. It's like
Oh, sure.
you took that piece of wood that you've had in the garage for like 10 years that it's going to come in handy someday, and you got rid of it, and now
Yeah.
you
And now I did it. Yeah. Now I
yeah
can think of what it is. Yeah.
yeah dads everywhere like Kyle, what the
Just
hell?
a slight like millions of dads everywhere. Ugh.
All in the name of the devil of
Right.
third earth. So, well, there you have it. We wanted to be, clear and concise with this, which I rarely am. But it was fun just to be able to do an unboxing of a really cool figure with a fellow,
Devil worshiping.
devil worshiper. Take that, mom.
That's right. Aren't you proud?
Yeah. So this was fun, but first Thundercats wave of the year. More to
That's right.
come. There's a pre-order
More to
open right
come.
now, but that's a conversation that I will be having, but on another day. So
That's right. That's
yeah.
right.
Well,
Probably with someone more qualified too.
no. See, we're gonna get you back. Mongor is gonna get you back in the like fold of Thundercats, and
I know.
you're gonna have to hop on Hulu and like watch all the episodes and
I
whatnot.
know. I watch them from time to time, here and there.
A lot of them, especially like the first season or so, they hold up all right.
They
I mean,
do. Yeah.
like any 80s cartoon, it goes off the rails at sometimes, but that's just part of it.
Yeah. I definitely have that syndrome that I think, I keep mentioning him, but our boy Robo keeps talking. He's like, did I watch any of Thundercats like past like the first 4 episodes? Like, who
Yeah.
are these people in this wave or whatever? There's definitely stuff and it's like, this is in that original show. Oh my gosh.
Well, I did a full series watch a couple years ago, and I
Yeah.
swear there's always things because I have seen every episode of that show at like just about every,
Yeah.
point in my life, but there were still things that, I didn't remember or I noticed for the first time because there are a lot of episodes, but it's like Snarf and he likes tacos. I mean, I didn't pick up on that until the
Where where do they get tacos?
I
In Third Earth.
exactly. It's like that they must be like ancient tacos brought back to life. You know where they got them from? He probably stole them from Mongor's tomb or
Yeah.
because the devil loves tacos as far
He
as
walks through worlds, man. It's like well, you think he's the devil of only Third Earth?
yeah, right, right.
There's only one devil, and his name is Mongor.
Well, at least he's one more devil to add to all of our collections, and fear him, Thundercats and Thundercats fans, because this is a badass figure. So, Kyle, thanks for coming on and talking about he who should not be named on the podcast that does not have a name. We appreciate it as always, and hopefully we'll be able to have you back, you know, in the not too distant future to, you know, maybe just talk about fun stuff like this. Or
yeah, absolutely.
So.
I think there's some good stuff coming up this year. Some more turtles.
Yeah.
You know, if all goes well, some D&D stuff will be out by then, and
I'll tell you,
should be cool.
There's a Decion that's out there for pre-order that I really like. And you know what? Won't go half bad with this dude.
No, he'll fit right in, even though he's technically a good guy.
Yeah.
Decion gets a bad rap. Everybody just thinks he's a big bad skeleton, but he's got a heart of gold. He's a hero. He's cursed.
Yeah. See,
everybody judges.
I was gonna say, this is the guy working on it that remembers that. Like, oh yeah, Decion has another form out there.
That's right. He does. But
all right. Well, Kyle, appreciate it as always. Like I said, we'll talk again soon, but thanks for coming on again. And everybody, thanks for joining us in this kind of ramble session, talking about the devil himself, Mongor from Super7. We appreciate it. So until next time, we'll catch you later.
See you guys.
Later.